Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back doing a best of 3 Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft. Alright, rare Goro, great card. Not too hard to modify a creature, and then once you do, you can just start spitting out some 5/5 dragons, so that's incredibly strong. Fall of Lord Kanda, Assassin's Ink, great cards here. I like Roaring Earth, Exemplar, Spirited Companion, Bearer of Memories playable. I like the Archer in the mid-range decks, and then Voltage Surge is of course great too. It's a pretty stacked pack, but we'll take the rare. All right, follow-up pick. In red, we just have Sokinzan, Smelter, Gift of Wrath, and Unstoppable Ogre. I'd say the best card in here by a mile is Behold the Unspeakable, which just kind of does everything. Weakens your opponent's army, gives you card advantage, then gives you a win con. So it's kind of just amazing value for 5 mana. It feels like rare quality, to be honest. But we'll take it. Really pushed uncommon. And certainly the best card in here. I also like the Gravelighter. Haven't played much with the Soul Ripper, but I guess it's playable. Maybe it'll impress me someday. Patrol, Katana in the Samurai deck. But yeah, let's just go ahead and take Behold. Okay, so we can take Kami's Flare here. Removal in red. I think Generous Visitor is a fantastic card. Automaton's actually good with Goro because it just gets modified for artifacts. But I think we take removal here and feel pretty good about it. Kami's Flare deals with a lot of things. It's a cheap cost. Can clear the way to get in with your modified creature. I mean, you can get in with your modified creature and make a spirit anyway, so. And you can only activate if you control an attacking modified creature, so you have to do it while you're attacking. I'm glad I just read that because I had forgotten about that. Generous Visitor, honestly, is probably a better pick than Kami's Flare, just because it's such a strong one-drop uncommon that just sort of goes off. Visitor and Automaton are actually pretty similar cards. I would say Visitor's better than Automaton, even though it doesn't have Ward. It's cheaper, and you can put the counters wherever you want, whereas Automaton, you have to put them all on that, and it costs 1 more mana, but it's also colorless, so I guess they both have their pros and cons. Wow, another Behold the Unspeakable? Yes, please. There's Heiko in here, which is good, but certainly not better than Behold the Unspeakable, so we'll take that, be happy about it, and yeah, I think that is basically it. Okay. So now we have Apprentice, which is actually good with Goro. It comes in modified. Oni Cult Anvil, which is a great card, but I don't know if that's what I want here. I like Apprentice more than Sling because it comes in modified, even though this does the modifying, which is nice. I mean, at this point, I probably want to be blue-red just for the fact alone that I have 2 Behold the Unspeakable. It's worth pursuing, even though I love the Anvil in general. I'm okay taking Apprentice here. I think it's just fine. Great 1-drop, comes in modified, like I said. Just like a free way to, not free, but a good way to get a 5/5 red dragon on turn 5. All right, well, Replication Specialist is very good, and we're in artifact colors. It's also just a 3/4 flyer, so I feel good about taking it here over Sphere, which is like the only other card we're really considering. Peerless Samurai playable, but much better for the Samurai deck. Goro is in fact a Samurai, so that's kind of interesting. All right, well, we could take Caves maybe for a splash. Otherwise, Explosive Entry is main deckable, but typically it doesn't make the main deck for me. However, in this deck with Goro, it could be quite a bit better. I mean, it just gives you a modified target. There are certainly some decks that aren't running artifacts, though. Pretty chiefly the enchantment deck, where you might have 1 or 2 targets. But Bloodfell Caves does open us up for like a splash if we open something bomby worth splashing, so I'll look at that. Acquisition Octopus is a great pick here. You can slap it on, your Vision of the Unspeakable. You can copy it with your Replication Specialist. It modifies for Goro. It's got a lot of upside in here, and it's just a good card on its own, so we'll take it. Okay, no real pick for us here. The best card is Roaring Earth by quite a bit. I guess we'll take that. Not really a card you can splash very easily, but that's okay. Ogre, just fine here. I could take the Sphere instead. Both can be copied with Specialist. I almost think Sphere is probably better. I actually kind of like the Ogre, but I'm going to take Sphere here. I think it's better. All right, Simian Sling is a good pickup here. Kami of Industry is kind of good with Sphere, but you need quite a bit of mana to make that work. Simian Sling has actually been not so great for me, but this definitely seems like the right deck for it. Copy it with Specialist. reconfigure it to give yourself a modified creature for Goro Goro. And it's an artifact. Plenty of upside. Another chance to get Kami of Industry, or we can take the Steelbreaker. So Steelbreaker is good if you have the right artifacts to sack to it. It also is copyable with Replication Specialist. That might just be enough upside for me to want it here. But usually you want to sack like treasures and stuff like that. It's probably better in black-red. We can take Tranquil Cove. Still opens us up for more splashing, potentially. We'll take the red card because we're presumably in red with Goro Goro. Guess we're a little top heavy right now, but it's not a big deal. Behold is just great because it protects you too against aggro. Teachings of the Kirin. I kind of like this card. Can't really splash it here though. So really what we're looking at is probably Mechanaut, which is actually a card we probably could wheel. But I kind of want 2-drops. I mean, it's amazing for our deck. Basically, I'll miss out on like a Specialist and a Koi by first picking the Mechanaut, which, like I said, is a card we could actually wheel. But it's such an important card for our deck in particular because it's copyable with Specialist. It's going to make all our future... Basically, it's a 2-drop that can give you like turn 3, 3/4s. It has incredibly high upside for our deck, and it flies, so it can beat down. It's just... It's basically one of the reasons to be blue-red, I would say. All right, Seismic Wave we're going to take here, but Disruptor is actually just fine here too as another flyer that can tap things down, copyable with Specialist, can wear, is modifiable with what we've got, so we can get some spirits easier, some dragons rather. But let's take Seismic Wave. It definitely seems like the correct pick. So Shattered Colossus is an option, but could actually take March of Swirling Mist. Haven't played with it. It's a rare. Suit Up is not bad either. I haven't played with it. I guess we'll take March of Swirling Mist as a rare. I don't know if it's actually going to make the deck, but what's nice about it is it can protect your creatures and phase out all their attackers. So they use removal before they attack. I'll phase my dude out and all your dudes, and then none of my guys die. It's kind of nice. In red now we have Kami of Industry, but we've passed on those before. Armguard Familiar is another way to modify, and it is copyable with Specialist. Operative is better for a ninja deck. I mean, we have a lot of incentive right now, I would say, to play as many artifacts as we can get, just for cheaper with Mechanaut and copying with Specialist, and reconfiguring for Goro Goro. So it's got enough, pluses where I think it's the correct pick here. Well, we could get the Red March now too and try it. Otherwise, we could just take Hoverbike, which is a flyer. I just really like Hoverbike in general. It's an artifact, so you can copy it with Specialist. It comes down and protects you, and then it can be an attacker. It's probably at its best in a ninja deck, but I think it's totally fine here. All right, so Shrine Steward, do we actually have auras? I don't think we do. So we don't have shrines either. I could just take the Futurist Operative. It's also a decent blocker. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else really for us, So Song Shaper, I mean, we already have a ton of artifacts, so it kind of makes sense. It's a good beatdown card too. Copyable once again with Specialist. I don't need to go through the whole thing. You know why artifacts are good in this deck. Okay, well, Hacker is actually a pretty amazing card. I like Specialist too. Yeah, because it can tempo. We have a couple 1-drops though to sneak in the Hacker and draw. I do like that. But I guess we do take Specialist just because Bounce is tough to... I mean, just casting 4 mana to bounce something and buy yourself time, especially in this deck, where it's like they get an aggro start. We just play like a turn 4 Specialist, bounce whatever you get, and turn 5 Behold. And we just can buy time. I feel like we're right now a little bit between decks, which isn't great, but it's okay. I don't really need Awakened Awareness or Trespassers. Awareness is a way to modify, I guess, for Goro Goro, and then it can sometimes, make things weaker. I don't really like it that much, so I guess I'll take this once again in case I order something or order and open something worth splashing. Let's take Explosive Entry here. Shattered States of America versus Bronze Cudgels. I mean, neither are great. I guess Bronze Cudgels modifies, gives you some use of mana, but I don't really need it. Thornwood Falls. We have all this potential to splash. I don't really need a Kami of Industry, do I? I mean, it can get things back, I guess. I'm just going to take the Thornwood Falls. Got all this on-color fixing and nothing to do with it. It's kind of sad. All right. Pack 3. Well, we can splash Katos much easier now with, well, I wouldn't do Scoured Barrens, but Bloodfell Caves. Actual way to splash it. Otherwise, I mean, it's a powerful card too. Yeah, it is powerful. There's Hacker in here as well, but that's certainly weaker than Katos. I mean, you get their strongest card out of their graveyard with it, and you get 4/4. It's good value. Nothing in red worthy of first pick or blue. I guess we'll take it. So another Iron Apprentice is nice. Once again, it's another modified creature, but with our artifact count being 9, I think Thirst for Knowledge is looking pretty slick. Get some card advantage and find our strongest stuff. Could take Uncharted Havens. We already basically have a deck, but Rabbit Battery is actually very strong. Modifies for 1 mana too. It's got to be something Goro wants. I think we'll take the Battery. You know, I never get to play this card either. Even though Uncharted Haven could make splashing easier, I'm going to take the Battery. I really like that card. So Goshen Tai is something that can be modified and attack in, but I think we just got to take the Modern Age, right? Not an artifact, but nets you a 2/3, loots. I think that's what we want. I actually like Disruption Protocol too, but could splash this Goshen Tai because we have, I guess we only have one way to do it. I think it's an easy Uncharted Haven. Puzzle Maker would give us another artifact, but I'm still on board with splashing Katos, so I could probably ditch these little fellers. I mean, I guess if I open all shrines, I could go for that, but so could take another sphere, but I think we'll take Terrarium. It's a way to modify. It finds black mana. Now we can run just 1 swamp and be pretty good. And we can probably go 16 land, maybe? I guess we do have a couple Behold, so we might want to be 17. I'm not sure yet. Because, yeah, with 2 Behold the Unspeakables and Thirst for Knowledge, we can probably offset Flood a little bit easier. All right, Swiftwater Cliff's actually a great pickup. Could splash Dockside Chef, but the ability is not very good for splashing. Network Terminal also fixes and ramps, but I'll take the Cliffs. It's just like a free card for our deck. It makes our mana better. All right, I guess I can take another Uncharted Haven. Actually, I'll take Guidebot here. Like, I could take the Haven and make our mana for Katos even better, but Guidebot's actually just really, really great for this deck. It's an artifacting copy, it draws cards, and it modifies, so really nice. Here I'll take another Modern Age. It's not an artifact, but just nice to play early. It loots. Can wear all of our modify stuff. Ooh, we got Iron Apprentice back. That's a nice pickup this slate. I love the built-in modify on that. It's really nice. It's much better when you have some like voltage surges to really go off with it, but totally fine here. So we have to figure out some cuts, but I think we're looking good. I don't know if we're going to be a Futurist Operative deck. Koi is good. We have more than enough artifacts for that, and it flies. It's just very nice. Yeah. So, I mean, Operative actually kind of blocks well too, but yeah, we'll have to figure out some cuts. I don't know what they are either. This might be a little bit challenging. Probably want to cut some of our top end. Maybe just ditch the March of Swirling Mist. We'll see. I mean, you can easily cut some creatures here, so gonna have to look into that. Technically, don't have to splash Katos, but it just seems so easy with Caves, Haven, and Terrarium. I do think we're gonna do the 17 land plan, just because I have so much card draw in here. So we only need the one swamp so Terrarium can find it. And I guess if we do an extra red, we have to make 5 cuts. It's 7, 13, 14, 15, 16. I do want 17, like I said. So this is 9 red and 9 blue. And we're still easily splashing. That's nice. Good mana base. Creatures we can cut. We have 16, but really we have like 18. 20, so we can cut a ton of creatures here. I guess Operative can probably go. I think it's a fine card. It's just, I'd rather go for more of the synergies here. We could cut the entry in the March of Swirling Mist. I mean, we're probably going to have to, we don't have to cut non-creature cards. We can easily just cut some creatures, but I kind of like all the creatures we have. You know, Steelbreaker maybe a little bit less good in here. Well, that's not true. We have the Apprentices to sack to it. That's pretty good. We don't have a ton of stuff to sack reliably to Steelbreaker. I guess Terrarium's an okay one to sack to it. Steelbreaker at its best, I think, in red-black aggro, but I mean, it's fine. Can make it cheaper with Mechanaut. That's good upside. Just artifacts in general in here are going to be good upside. I think I'm going to... I feel like ditching Entry and Mist, even though they're both totally fine in here. I could see maybe ditching the Simian Sling because I like the battery so much more. And I think I like Apprentices more, but Sling is just nice because it's a way to modify. Maybe ditch the Song Shaper then. The only remaining like non-artifact creatures that I have are things like Specialist, which I'm certainly not cutting. I like the Koi because it flies, and Specialist is nice utility. So I feel like we probably cut artifacts here. And Familiar may actually be worse than Song Shaper, but I like that you can reconfigure it. So maybe we cut the Song Shaper. And then final cut... maybe you cut both of them. I think actually maybe I like Familiar more than Sling. So I'm cutting some of our early game basically just because I really like our mid to late. And it's nice to have good flyers too. I think that's important. And we still have plenty. I mean, we've got the Modern Age, we have the Koi, and we have the Specialist and the Two Behold. So we have a lot of evasion. So we can just buy time to that, plus the Hover Bike and the Mechanaut. A lot of flying, which is great. So I think our mana base looks good, and I like the way this deck looks, honestly. I think it looks good. All right, we'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, this hand is satisfactory. We have all 3 colors. We have a lot of card draw in here, too. So, ooh, I actually really like to see that off the bat, because that means we get to go Seismic Wave and possibly get a 2-for-1 here. So what colors should I get? I guess we'll name blue with the Uncharted Haven because we already have the black too. So we want to play the tap land here. I guess I'll name blue. So we have 3 blue, 3 red. I don't think it matters. Getting our tap lands out of the way. Could see possibly playing the Octopus first. We'll see. See what they play here. All right, so we can take our 2-for-1 now. Another option is to just play the Octopus Because depending on how they attack... Yeah, depending on how they attack, Octopus could be good, especially with the guide bot. I don't know, it's a little bit of setup here, but... Well, unfortunately we can't Seismic Wave that because it's an artifact, but it's okay. So, I can Guidebot here. I think I will. Just looking for the right opportunity to... Seismic Wave. They might play another X1. Oh, good. Attacking. That kind of seems like it's a Wanderer's Intervention. So, am I going to be able to play around Intervention? Definitely doesn't feel like a bluff. But I do think it's Intervention, which makes this tricky. Guess it could be a buff too. I'll just block it, prevent some damage. I do think they've got the Intervention, but at least they'll be tapped out. Well, now they can't protect, so that's good. We'll get all of our value here, which is nice. And we get to even follow up with the Modern Age. I guess we do the Modern Age first. See what we loot here. All right, we'll ditch a mountain. And we'll play a mountain. And I think we're just gonna... Oh, they got the permanent buff, didn't they? Well, that's all right. We still get pretty good value here. So we'll loot. Another Modern Age, so I guess we can ditch probably a blue mana now. We can draw off Guidebot plus play Modern Age. I guess that's probably the best. Oh, there's Behold. Well, that's nice. So we'll go land, Modern Age. And I guess we'll loot again. And we can ditch the land. All right, so we have Rabbit Battery too, which is nice. Can loot. Oh, good. Gives us a chump blocker. Guess we can ditch the land then. Actually, we could ditch Armguard Familiar and play more land. Because if we get down to one card, Behold does better for us. Let's see. Because I can do Behold plus... Yeah, I can, like, empty my hand, basically. I like this. Let's do this. To be honest, I might have been able to empty my hand anyway, but I'm kind of alright with it. Yeah, like, I still would have been able to draw, but... Well, would I have been if I had ditched the... land instead of the Familiar? I might have been left with... Because I wouldn't have had the extra land. I don't think I would have been able to draw 4 here. So easy block with Apprentice. Then we can just stick the counter on our flyer. I can't kill it anyway, so that's all right. Let's do that. We get to draw 4 here, which is pretty good. All right, so we can do another Behold the Unspeakable. So we'll go land. How many modified creatures do we have? So we have 2, 4, 6, 7. We're gonna have access to 8 mana this turn. So I could modify here. That takes me down to 7. Then I can draw 1. That takes me down to 5. Then I can do Behold. That's pretty good. Let's do that. So this only costs 2. And then I can do the Behold. I guess they still can attack with both. Well, I'm going to go for it anyway. My other option was to... I guess we double block the Greater Tanuki if they attack with both. All right, well, they didn't attack, which is pretty nice for us. All right, so now we have a 7/7. I guess we can just, let's see. I mean, we can just start going off and copying. So we probably don't want to hover bike until next turn. With 9 mana, yeah, we can play Specialist plus play hover bike and copy it. Tap 2 of their dudes down. That's pretty good. So we'll have mana to do this. Yeah. So we'll hold off for now. I should have maybe activated the hover bike, because now I'm going to lose 2 things. So I would have been able to double block it better, but that was a mistake. I didn't think about it. I didn't take the extra 2 seconds there. So we can play Terrarium and copy it, and then we get 2 lands. So we actually make our visions bigger by doing that, which is kind of nice. How many cards do we have left? 11. So, I mean, let's just do this. Guess we're deck thinning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have 6, so we can attack with 6, 6. I guess we attack for 9. And then we can play a land, a Steelbreaker, and copy that as well. And then we can crew our hover bikes as well. So we'll crew hover bikes. And we'll go to blockers and all right, so they have a 4/5. So we can get in with the cards. I've got 8 cards left, so and I can activate that as a sorcery. So we can go Koi. See the problem though. Now they're a little bit weaker. I see. Well, I guess we can put it here instead. So a little bit of a mistake there, but that's all right. We'll put the counter here. Oh, I could have drawn off guide bot, so I guess it doesn't matter then. Let's go battery actually over here. Wait, does that work? No, I guess it doesn't. I'm probably overthinking it, but that's all right. Let's just get in here. That's fine. So we can sack a terrarium, I guess. And this will draw. Don't really need to play any more lands at this point. So we'll just get in with all these dudes. And then we've got them lethal next turn, so I guess I can just play an apprentice and copy it, I suppose. No loot necessary. They don't even have farewell mana, so I guess that's good. I mean, they're splashing. Wait, that's weird. I was going to say they're splashing white, but certainly doesn't appear that way. Not sure what they're splashing, honestly. So we don't need to show them that. I could look at the rest of their deck. I wonder if that would be better, but that's all right. Then they know they... I guess I could have... Honestly, it was probably would have been wise to look at their deck. They could always concede in response, but they could have not conceded in response too. If they didn't read it right away and let it click through. Maybe, they, you know, some people just don't concede. So their deck looks pretty good. It's mid-range mid-range enchantment based. So explosive entry is not looking good. They do have a combat trick in Regent's Authority, which is good with enchantment creatures. Multiple Fangs of Shigeki, which makes our seismic wave look a lot better. So is the Merge Keeper. Didn't show us too many fatties. They do have reach with the Careful Cultivation, so that's something to be conscious of, because we actually don't have that much removal for huge fatties. Yeah, we really don't. That could be a problem. But, I mean, still looking good, obviously. We have, like, Goro to make more flyers and stuff. They didn't show us any artifacts, right? It's all enchantments. All right. That's fine. I'm cool with that. We can run it back. All right, so we're on the draw. We don't have any blue mana with all blue spells. This hand's pretty dangerous. Although, how many? I think I have a good amount of blue sources, which kind of makes me want to keep this. We do have 9 blue sources we could draw. I think it's worth it. I mean, this hand gets amazing with like Mechanaut into cheaper Octopus, slapping it on there too. That's pretty huge upside. Looks like my camera's glitching out here, so I might have to flip it off and back on. Well, I flipped the light off on it, and it seems to be okay now. So we'll just go land. All right, well, Seismic Wave, not a bad draw here. I guess I'd probably rather draw what was I gonna say? Obviously I want blue mana. What was I gonna say? What did I want to draw? I don't know. Maybe they'll play an X one. Oh, I was gonna say maybe I'd probably rather kill the Hand of Enlightenment than the Jukai Trainee. But I think we'll take, yeah, just to this turn. Probably going to have to use Seismic Wave next turn. All right, well, we found our blue mana. That's good. So now we're another blue mana away from Behold the Unspeakable, which is quite good. All right. So they're just ramping towards their huge dude, which I think makes sense. All right, good. They did play it. So we'll do the Seismic Wave. Got our 2-for-1. I'm happy about that. There's still 2 lands from the thing, so I guess that's good too. Kind of want the Behold the Unspeakable online. Yeah, I think this is what we got to jam right now. Protects us, and it gives us an eventual fatty to overcome their Colossal Sky Turtle. Oh, wow. So, this is fine. I can play the Specialist and buy myself a turn. I don't think we need the lands. Better make sure we do the island first here, because we got to pay a ward cost. I don't know why they didn't attack with Trainee. All right, Sky Turtle. But they don't have any cards left, so I guess that's good. We'll take our medicine here. So we have a 7/7 right now. It keeps the Sky Turtle back. This is kind of a good I mean, the problem is I can't just like keep it a 7/7 and not cast things for the rest of the game. That doesn't seem like a winning strategy. I'm willing to trade my vision for their Sky Turtle since I just got a grip full of cards here. So I suppose I can just cast Katos and take their thing. I mean, Tanuki's got to be the best one. Let's see what else is in their deck. So they've got Repel the Vile. They've got some Samurais, Intervention. They can deal with flyers with Bamboo Grove. They've got Patrol to tap, Fangs, Generous Visitor. So, and they've got Tameo's Safekeeping. So they got some goodies in there. Technically, I can still play another land and still trade with Sky Turtle. So I'd say that's probably worth it. But after that, I can't really do any more. So let's just hang out. So they did draw something that actually deals with our vision. Let's see. So can play the Tanuki. Plus I can do Terrarium and still have a blocker for their Sky Turtle because this puts it in our hand, so that's okay. Do we need more? I guess we need more blue mana. All right, so we'll pass. Does this have trample too? It doesn't have trample. That's good news, actually. It gives us a blocker. Oh, Motorbike's great too, especially if they're gonna tap on their turn. So, oh, we can attack with Vision this turn too. That's pretty brutal. So, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, we definitely have enough mana to do everything we want to do here. So we'll get in with all these. So maybe they ripped Intervention here. No, they didn't. All right, well. So now we just go Mechanaut. And we go Octopus. And then we'll pass. Oh, I guess now I can't do the... Actually, this is probably fine. I can still chump with Hoverbike, so totally fine here. So I think in response, what we're going to do is play the Hoverbike. This is just in case they have some sort of pump spell that we can't deal with. We'll just block there. Now they just can't kill us with a pump spell. I forgot if they had one in their deck. All right. We'll see you for round 2. Okay, this is a good hand. Got some card advantage. We got Specialist, which maybe we can ninjutsu out on a battery. We'll see. Yeah, it's nice to finally be able to jam the Energizer Bunny. I like that card. So, I suppose we can Hoverbike the Infiltrator, but why don't we just get the Modern Age online? I actually don't know what I want to loot here. Geez, what do I loot away? Could actually be the Specialist. Could be the Hoverbike as well. Probably Hoverbike. I kind of like Hoverbike, but I'm all right cutting it there, I guess. I don't really want to lose Katos. That seems like a good card to have late. Let's see if they have the 3-2 lifelinker here that they want to ninja in. Oh, staying back. Well, that's good too. So here, I think we want to keep both of our lands. So, geez. Guess I could ditch Specialist. Both pretty good. I don't actually know there. It's tough. So I can do Thirst for Knowledge. Can do Seismic Wave. I think I'm just going to pass. Thirst kind of ensures that we hit our land drops. Even though we have one coming next turn and we're getting a 2-3. I can give my 2-3 haste next turn. That's pretty good. See if they're ready to attack yet. No. All right. And they can't pump. Let's just Thirst. All right. So we can get rid of the Guide Bot, or we could discard 2 cards. I'm kind of okay getting rid of the Guide Bot. I like the Guide Bot, but we're going to be drawn more with Behold, and I mean, hand's just kind of full of good stuff, so great problem to have. Let's just go land and Steelbreaker here. Means I can't Rabbit attack, but I don't actually think that matters because we're just pulling ahead on the board here for now. They're just not hitting their land, so all right, let's just go Behold and smash here, I think. I guess I don't need to attack with the Rabbit. So they can pump their Infiltrator now. They don't have anything in their graveyard for Katos yet? That's kind of crazy. All right. Long kiss, good night. What do we want to discard? I don't want to sack a creature. I don't really want to discard anything. I guess I could discard the Mechanaut. Don't need it. Probably won't need Katos this game, so I guess I could ditch that too. All right. Well, immediately found our black mana, but that's all right. Well, we don't need these 2 lands, I don't think. Ooh, Goro. Well, unfortunately, 1 untapped mana shy of Goro. Well, that's not true. I wouldn't have been able to do that, so. All right, so I can play Octopus. Yeah. So I can go Octopus, attach to Steelbreaker, Uncharted Haven. The next turn I can go, well, yeah, no, then I'll be at 6 mana, so I'm still a little shy on that. I guess we go Mechanaut. So let's attach to Flyer. Although, no, we want to do that with the Mechanaut. So we go Mechanaut, attach to Mechanaut, attack for a lot. Do I even want to show them Goro? Probably not, and we don't need black anymore because we got rid of Katos. I don't really want to show them. I don't really want to show them Goro. So I'll just kill this. And I guess discard like a octopus, I suppose. Alright, well, they were mana screwed, so not much they could do. Color screwed, I should say. Mana and color screwed. So black, blue, Long Reach of Night. Beholden Unspeakable is pretty amazing against Long Reach of Night. Just because you're getting card advantage, so you can discard your worst card anyway. Although, I guess, I mean, it makes the ultimate creature you get smaller, so that's relevant. Explosive Entry, they didn't show us any artifacts, but they're certainly in colors that are artifact heavy. But for now, I think we stick to the same plan we just had, because we don't exactly know everything our opponent's doing yet. Yeah, it's a good hand. We can start looting and build towards this Behold. We have a lot of flyers and some removal. Don't have our black mana, but don't need it yet. This hand looks good. I don't quite know what we're looting away yet, but hopefully we can figure that out along the way. Well, it might be Hover Bike. I still want Modern Age. Now it might be Familiar that I ditch. Yeah, I think it is. Because we want to hit all of our lands for Behold the Unspeakable. Kaito's a good one. This can hit Planeswalkers, right? Okay. So it's at 4 though, so it's going to be hard to... well, there's our black land. I guess we could ditch the Terrarium. Alright, let's ditch Terrarium. And then we'll play this as a black mana source. And I think we're going to be doing... I think the plan is Hover Bike. I'm actually going to let the Infiltrator hit me. Because if they play a flyer, I need to tap it down so that I can kill Kaito here. I guess this would have prevented them from... Well, I mean, the good news is I can still kill Kaito, so that's all that really matters. Oh, good. They did actually have the flyer. Well, that makes me feel better. So I'll play the Hover Bike in response to that. Alright, and then we can go get that. So we have to Kami's Flare this turn, but which means they're going to get some card draw too. But, I mean, ultimately you got to kill Kaito, so it's not a big deal. You do what you got to do. They're going to get to draw a card, but we're actually still in pretty good shape because we get Behold the Unspeakable next turn to kind of bring us back in this. Let's see if they ninja something in here. Looks like they are. Alright, Shadow Walker's pretty beefy, but I think we're still okay. Behold the Unspeakable next turn is pretty valuable. I don't know if I would have followed up with the Disruptor there. Might be... I mean, they don't know what's coming, but... Unfortunately, I still can't block the Shadow Walker, so... I probably just attack for 2 here, I guess. I can chump the Shadow Walker. Maybe that's actually better. Prevent 3 damage here. But Hover Bike's kind of valuable. Well, I don't have much to... Well, that's not true. I guess we'll just chump the... Let's just chump the Shadow Walker. I think preventing 3 damage is kind of important here. Actually, yeah, especially with the Octopus. So we'll activate the Hover Bike. Prevent the damage. Alright, so now we can draw with Behold. I mean, more card draw doesn't hurt, but... Is this really what I want here? Because what's my play otherwise? I'm going to have to be doing some... Well, looting away extra lands is good. Do I need the Thirst for Knowledge? I mean, I can refill my hand and do some potentially profitable blocks. My play is... Well, I can't do Specialist plus Modern Age here, but I can do Koi plus Modern Age. So... Maybe we'll keep them both, I guess. I'm not actually sure. I guess we want to loot first. So we'll ditch a island there, and then we'll do the Koi. And then we'll pass. All right, so we'll go to the next game here. Let's see. We can phase stuff out, which could be useful. I mean, because we know they have some spot removal in there. Yeah, like, it's nice against Twisted Embrace and the ink. Yeah, I could do that. All right, maybe we do that and ditch, like, Armguard Familiar. Because we still have, like, more than enough creatures, I think. 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we have more than enough creatures. Okay. Get some protection and buy some more time. Actually, phasing something out in response to Twisted Embrace is actually very nice, too. You totally just negate the Twisted Embrace. So, I mean, this hand needs some help, but I think we'll keep it. Just because, even if we don't draw blue, we can ideally deal with the first couple creatures, potentially. This doesn't hit Planeswalkers, right? Oh, any target. Well, that's good. Alright, we got the blue mana, that's good. So, Seismic Wave actually doesn't deal with Disruptor, unfortunately, but that's alright. We can let them attack, see if they ninja anything. Rabbit batteries, not bad. See if they ninja something. Alright, so we'll kill that. Now they can't replay the thing. Oh, that's fine. Alright, well, I guess I'd rather them kill that than my Tawashi Guidebot. We'll see, though. Maybe they kill both. I'm not sure. Blade Blesser. I mean, I can kill that, too, so that's fine. I've got Modern Age, but, I mean, it seems like a good opportunity to play the Guidebot. I guess we pump the Mechanaut because it flies. It's the best use of mana here. I kind of like this. You know, even being able to possibly get in with Guidebot and Ninja in Specialist to replay Guidebot's not bad. They offering a trade here? This might actually be worth the trade. Oh, sure. Okay. I'm alright with that, too. So we got our 4th land. So we're getting close to it. Maybe we can just cast the Specialist now. Could do the Modern Age too. I mean, we're ahead on the race right now, but that's kind of even more reason to do the Specialist here, just because, like, kind of really puts us up, I think, far ahead on the race. Like, even if they get the... I guess they could get the 5/5 attacker here, but at least they don't have the 3/2 on board anymore. And we are, like I said, substantially further ahead on the race. And, like, even if they attack with Disruptor, get a 5/5 down, they have to bounce their Disruptor, they hit us for 5, and then we're just smashing back for more. So they didn't ninja anything in. A Reckoner Raid. Alright. So that's fine too. Guess we attack. I'm fine with that trade, I think. So we can do Thirst plus maybe Modern Age here. It depends on what we draw. This gives us the most potential ways to draw the stuff we need, though. So it's kind of a tough spot. I guess we can ditch... Oh, we can ditch a tap land plus a Modern Age. Yeah, that works. Okay, let's ditch those. And then we'll play land and play Modern Age. And we have to loot again, but we'll see what we get. Alright, now at least we can ditch the land. And we have Behold the Unspeakable now, which is good. Potential draw 4. No play there. Ooh. Goro Goro, no less, huh? Well, as much as I don't want to ditch the land, I think we are. So, they have 6 mana here. I wonder what their... Let's just attack, I guess. So I think we're playing Behold here regardless. Especially if they have like another suit up or whatever. Alright, so we'll just... That's fine. We'll do 2 to it and the opponent. So they don't get the card draw. And now we have Goro Goro, which is just absurdly good. Means next turn we're going to attack and make a 5/5. Alright. No biggie. They killed our Goro Goro, but we still have a follow-up, Behold the Unspeakable. It's going to be able to draw us cards. Ooh, now they're going to be able to get Goro Goro. Oh, Kami's Flare. I guess that makes sense. So they can deal with the Mechanaut, but we're going to be drawing 4 cards ideally from this Behold the Unspeakable, so that puts us in a pretty good spot. Looking at our deck right now, which is kind of the beauty of Katos. Alright, Terrarium too. Oh, wow. Well, Terrarium's kind of perfect, because I can play it, find our black mana. And we can play it, plus Behold the Unspeakable. And get in for 3. And that way we can draw 4 next turn, which is pretty awesome. Can block a toes, that's totally fine. They can ninjutsu with Road Captain, I guess, but that's alright. We'll block there. Alright. So they do have the Kami's Flame at their disposal here. It's a wise use of that. So that thing phases out. I can't deal with that, but we get to draw 4. Unfortunately, 4 lands. Not ideal. So I guess the play is Terrarium, put the counter here. Attack for 3. Then we can do Steelbreaker. And then we'll do a tap land to gain a life. Pass. So we do have lethal and backswing technically, but we can't block either of their guys this turn. I'm doing a land count right now. 3, 5, 8, 10, 13. So still have 4 lands left in the 14 remaining cards. So obviously taking it. They can make a ninja. Okay, they're playing it safe. Alright, so they did have the Shadow Walker. Just gonna make this trickier race. Because now it's not a 2-turn clock anymore either. Alright, another land, unfortunately. Really, really unfortunately. But we'll get in for 3 and just attack them. What else can this do? Make it unblockable ninjas and alright, well, we're doing this. So we won't play a land, so vision can be lethal. So I have to block here or we're gonna die. I don't think we have a way to be lethal anymore. Because they already took our Kami's stuff, so... drew 4 lands and drew another land, so 5 lands in a row I think ultimately cost us. I guess I can play a Koi and then I have to double chump. And if they play a land, we lose now. I don't have a way to deal 5 damage, so it is over. So it looked like we were gonna win. Basically, the only way I'm seeing really to lose this game was draw 4 lands off of Behold the Unspeakable and then draw another land. That's the only thing that's coming to mind that really could put us in a position to lose this one. All right, so we can phase everything out and buy ourselves a turn. It doesn't really do anything. Guess we can wait until combat step. What's the thing on this do? I forget. Creature deals get blue and black creatures. Or all right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, we'll play first. Yeah, this hand's fine. We don't have blue mana, but Apprentice and Goro Goro is a pretty excellent start. I mean, I suppose it's a little risky to play Goro Goro right away, since it's something that can end up making some spicy things for us, but I'm fine with it here. So we'll play our splash color. We'll get in for 3. See if they have the lethal exploit. Play the octopus and pass here. Alright. Felt like not playing it out. That's fine. So, not much information given other than the fact that they're blue and black. Usually it's primarily artifact colors, but we'll just run it back. So this hand's perfectly keepable. We're going to be using the Uncharted Haven to get our red mana here, unless we ripped a mana there, of course, but we didn't, so this is still fine. Lady Leone is a good one. I can Seismic Wave that. It does have Menace, but that's alright. So we'll do the Mechanaut first, and then we can actually play a Apprentice for free, which is kind of slick. So Seismic Wave actually can't blow up. I could double block here, but that's alright. Let's see what they ninja in. I'm just hopeful it's like a hacker or something so I can get a 2-for-1. If it's a hacker, it's great because they pay 1 mana, they get in for 2, they draw a card, they replay Oni, and then we kill both. Ambusher, not quite as good, but still okay. Alright, Steelbreaker's cheaper, so that's a nice play here. And then I'll get in for 3. So they can have a kill spell for Steelbreaker, but I still don't think that's a good reason to keep the Apprentice back. Alright, so I can Seismic Wave in response to their Reconfigure, which I think we do want to do here. So we'll just get in with the flyer and then pass here. Alright, so it's fine. I think we're still killing the... I think the Blade of the Oni still is the thing that has to die here. We'll see where they put the counter. I guess they're going to put it on the Ambusher. But kind of a tough spot because they have all artifacts. Maybe I was supposed to just take it. The problem is the Blade of the Oni just equips well and has to be double blocked, so this is not ideal, but... Alright, so we have a bunch of Modern Ages, but I think we're going to do this. Hopefully find some lands here. We did find lands. I think we'll... It's a tap land, though. I suppose we can ditch Sphere. Because then at least next turn I can maybe do double Modern Age. I'm going to attack for 3 here. I don't want to lose my... Like, I have to take 4 here, which is obviously unideal, but I want to keep my... Since we're mana starved especially, I definitely want to keep my stuff around here. Like, it's not a winnable race at the moment, but it's alright. Alright. Can't play the Behold, sadly, but we'll do Modern Age. We'll see if we can dig up another land. That would be ideal. Hey, we found the land. That's good. I guess we'll ditch the other Modern Age, because now we can go Behold into Behold. Be in pretty good shape, so that's good. We'll do this. Play the Armguard Familiar. And then we'll pass. And we'll do Hover Bike on the Ambusher. I'm willing to trade here. I don't want them to ninja in and get the card draw, and they can get card draw off our Familiar. I don't really care about that. Because we're going to be pretty far ahead here, I would think. Okay, they get to draw from that. That's fine. So we have Koi, but we're going to just be playing the... oh, jeez. Well, I should be hitting my land drops. I don't want to lose the Koi, but... Yeah, Koi's pretty good here. Guess I lose the land. I'm going to be drawing more from Behold anyway. That's a tough one. So, actually, don't attack here, because otherwise they get in with the Ambusher. Alright, so we'll activate the Bike, I guess. Doesn't really do that much. I guess we can protect life total if we want. So we'll just take 2. It's alright. Sure. So get a blocker now, which is good. Get a big flyer too. I mean, hitting the land drop and this stuff's really not bad. So we've got red, we've got a bunch of blue. We've got 6 mana now. So best use of mana is probably Mechanaut and Specialist. Otherwise I can do the Behold. It's probably just a good opportunity to do Behold, to be honest. Just because we're going to net so much card advantage that it's just an opportune time to do it, I think. So, I think they're planning to ninja stuff in, understandably. See which one they do. Shadow Walker, it's a tough one because it's a lot of damage now. I think getting mana starved kind of hurt us quite a bit here. So, I mean, Kato's is good. We can draw more cards here, which is nice. Guess we can ditch lanes now. Alright, so that gives us more blockers, which is good too. Can't play it for free off Mechanaut, but it's not a big deal. So we have 4, 5, we have 7 mana. And their last thing is a bounce. So what can we get out of their graveyard? We can get Blade of the Oni. That one's pretty good. And look at their deck. And then we can play Mechanaut too. Otherwise we can play... Can bounce the... Because they can, well, they can bounce our big flyer. Well, the most amount of blockers is if I do, let's see, 4, 5, 7 mana, so 5, 6, 7. So I can't do all that, but I can do these 3. So let's do Mechanaut, and let's bounce. I think Ambusher, and then we'll play the Battery and pass. We just need to buy time. Like them playing specialists here doesn't really do them too much good. And we can activate the hover bike too, which is nice. Well, unfortunately, that's gonna kill us, so I was kind of hoping that they didn't have something there that killed us, but it does, 4 Xaxes, so alright, we'll go to the next game here. So I thought having all the card advantage would possibly get us there, but I guess I didn't anticipate the March of the Swirling Mist, so we can maybe do one of our own and do the same plan, just as sort of like a emergency use thing here. All right, we'll play first. Yeah, hand looks fine. So how's this work? Oh, I see. So I guess I can seismic wave that at some point. That's nice. Do I want another blue or another red? I forgot what our colors are primarily. We have double blue, no double red. So I guess blue is a higher priority. So we'll do the blue mana this turn. They might be able to ninja us here pretty good, unfortunately, but I think it's a price we gotta pay. All right, well. Let's see, I can do the terrarium. I mean, I want a seismic wave kill this shadow, but probably take a turn off here to just make sure we hit a land next turn too. I mean, we're getting a land here, but we have our blue, our black, our red. I guess we'll get another red now, so we have 2 red and 2 blue. Kind of just want them to play another creature. All right, well, I guess ask and you receive, even though that's not exactly what you want to see. So, bit of a tough spot now. Not exactly sure what I want to do. I want to kill Thousand Face Shadow, but it's a tricky one. It's a real tricky one. I almost feel like I have to take a turn off, but I don't really want to do that either, because bouncing back the shadow is going to be a problem. Real tricky one here. I'm going to make best use of my mana and just play the guide bot. I don't want to do this. I don't feel like it's good, but I'm not sure what else we're doing really productively here. I mean, at least I have another target I can kill now with the Modern Age. I guess that's good. Alright, well, I suppose they only have 1 card left. Maybe that's good too. We'll play the... Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's real good. I guess we only have the 1 black mana though, so we'll have to take the lethal exploit, but I'm kind of okay with that. So they have a Life of Toshiro Umezawa in hand. Kind of know what's in their deck already. They got some crabs, some Shadow Walkers, some specialists. They got just a good suit of like, good suite rather of ninja stuff. All right. think it's pretty essential that we get the 2-for-1 here. Although, I guess I can just, yeah, I guess we just do this, don't we? We do the exploit plus the seismic wave. It's the play. Do I leave in the modern age, though? Well, I have replication specialists, so I can... I don't want him to draw crab and be able to counter us, so I guess we just get in with Katos. And then we lethal exploit Satoru. Because they draw off of that too, so... they're going to be able to hit us for 3 in the air, though, with the Life of Toshiro. Well, I don't want them to draw crab, but... Well, they could draw this, too. I mean, they have some serious protection they could get here. But... I don't want to take the big hit. I think we wait. So I have exploit plus... Alright. Let's see what they target with the life. 'Cause I'm curious what they're going to target. So they're trying to buff that. So in response we do seismic wave on this. And we'll just exploit the Satoru. So then they can't. Even if they drew a creature, they can't really do that much. So did they draw the Shadow Walker? That'd be a tough one to beat. Specialist still pretty phenomenal draw. They'd rather loot, huh? Well, I suppose that makes sense. They don't want us to get like 1,000-face dude out of their graveyard. I suppose that makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We can do the Koi plus Hover Bike. So let's get in for 4, because they're going to tap our Koi anyway. It just makes the best use of mana. I think it's fine. So we can do that. So they'll play that, and then we'll play the Hover Bike. Just tap the Specialist. Yeah, we can draw from that. That's fine. Which of these do I want to ditch? I think it's actually the Battery, even though it's something we can copy with the Specialist. Jeez, that's tough. No, it's got to be this actually. Because then we can go Specialist. Yeah. Puts him in a much tougher spot. This doesn't really matter that much. Alright, so let's go Specialist. I see. So we actually don't have the mana to do everything I want here, which almost means maybe we'd go Battery first, because if we draw the land... Plus play Specialist, plus play land, reconfigure. So we could... This is pretty good. So we'll draw... We did actually get the land, so we'll ditch the Modern Age. Then we can go land, Specialist. And then we can crew here. And we can equip that on this. Get in for 4, 6, 9. All right. Well, we have lethal coming their way. I guess that's good. So if they draw a March of Swirling Mist, we die. Alright, well, I think we're good. Thankfully. So play is unattach. And then we activate this. Alright. So we barely beat our opponent's mull to 5, which is a little concerning, but ended up going 2-1. I thought our deck was phenomenal. Just an absolutely insanely powerful deck. Multiple Behold the Unspeakable. Just unbelievable amounts of card draw. Relevant splash to get more card advantage. So Goro, which we'd never activated once, even though we had like tons of ways in the deck to activate and get value off of that. So incredibly powerful deck. Ended up going 2-1. Let's do some pack 1, pick 1s. All right, pack 1, pick 1. Probably just the turtle. This card's great. Super versatile. Does everything. Great finisher. Bounce. Get stuff back from your graveyard. Goes infinite with the season of whatever it's called. Here, I'm not super excited by any of this. Could take the ramp creature. I actually don't like the Merge Keeper that much. It's okay. Could take Beetle. It's better for like ninja decks. It's also an artifact creature. To be honest, I almost like Beetle more than Merge Keeper, but I don't know if that's right. Subduer is very good too for the Samurai deck. Depends on what direction you want to go. I think I might actually take the Beetle there, believe it or not. All right, here, probably just an easy Capitec Records. Great card. Very strong. And final pick here. The, let's see, Guidebot versus Intervention. I mean, I like removal. Probably Guidebot. It's colorless. You get to draw cards off of it. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.